What up? Um, to be honest, I was kind of flip-flopping on coming out to the park and recording a video today, but then I felt weirdly inspired by that to come to the park and make a video. Something I'm trying to get comfortable with is doing something even if I'm afraid, or like fear as an emotion. If I was to express to people I knew that I'm afraid to do things, and when I've said I'm afraid to check my email sometimes, or I'm afraid to check my voicemail, people are like, "Why did you do something like you're gonna go to jail for? You have like a police warrant against you?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't done anything wrong unless it's been a mistake. Like, I just kind of sometimes get scared to check those things. I'm scared something bad is waiting for me there." And sometimes being afraid to like do things in general, but like, being afraid to check your bank account or being afraid to check your email, it can compound over time and make it scarier and scarier and scarier, and then you're just like completely afraid to check your inbox. Or at least for me, that's something that happens a lot. It's like truly an emotion that I can sometimes just like have difficulty sitting with. Fear as a concept, I guess. In a way, I'm kind of afraid for what's waiting for me there. But it also means that I might have to act. I have enough of an understanding of myself. Sorry, the sun's shining in a very beautiful way. Yeah, and I'd say today I'm a little emotionally unregulated. I'm a little off. I'm a little off kilter, I'd say. And I think it made me scared to turn on the camera. Yeah. I think it made me scared to turn on the camera. I was afraid of what? I don't know. What I was going to say, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. Fear of the unknown, fear of not knowing something, in a way, comes from a fear of, like not being prepared to mask the right way. When you spend so long masking, when you spend so long rehearsing and getting in your head about things, you start to pretty intentionally want to avoid situations that would put you in a position where you have to improvise, maybe. It's not conscious things. These are like subconscious things that are happening, right? Like, it's not like I'm sitting there and going, why am I afraid to go to this party? Because I don't know most of the people there, and that would require me to put on a particular front, and as such, I need to fake sick and get out of it. It's like, no. I just feel nervousness or fear, right? And something I'm trying to repeat to myself is like, it was in another video I talked about this, but like the idea of like self-belief, or that, I believe in myself to be able to get through a process, but I also believe in myself to be able to like get myself out of a situation. That second part's the hard part for me right now. I can accept that I might be in situations that I need to get myself out of. I can accept that maybe my work situation isn't the right thing for me, or whatever it is. The example right now is that I've been afraid to check my email because I'm scared that my therapist is disappointed in me, that I haven't booked in a week. And I'm scared to open my inbox and see a message of disapproval or a message of dismissal. Even talking it out loud, it's like that. Those aren't even the things. It's like I don't even know what's waiting for me there, so I'm scared. Same with the camera. Like, most days I'm pretty comfortable turning on the camera. Because I'm like, well, I'm just going to talk about whatever I'm going to talk about. But today, there's such a layer of fear to it for me that I was like, what's going to come out? I'm scared. Is it because I'm feeling a lot of things? Like, am I scared that feeling this much emotion today, feeling such strong emotions today, is that going to make me speak out of turn or share too much information? I don't know. Maybe that's not even it. Like, it's sometimes hard to put into words. And that's my own challenge of like wanting to intellectualize all of these things instead of just sitting with them and being like, what is the shape of the fear? Let's sit with it right now. It feels like it's this layer, like, this is my back. This is like my head, maybe. Like, it feels like it's like pushing here, like on my back. It's this like hunching or like wanting to like curl up into a ball. It's hard to be curious about fear. Fear to me is a little bit of a slower burn. Maybe being scared. I don't know. Like, I'll give you an example. I've talked on these videos about writing down like a terrible thought or a terrible idea and then being like, do I even believe that thing? No, obviously I don't. So then why am I scared that it's crossed my mind? It's like you don't have to believe every thought you're saying, or they can kind of be like good anchors of like, wow, I definitely don't feel like that. So like, what if I fully accepted that this terrible thought was true, that I do think it and I do believe it? Okay, well, I don't. It doesn't align with me, right? Going to those places is really fucking scary. Thinking the worst possible thought and then being able to be caring and curious about it isn't fun. It can sometimes be pretty hard. But I feel myself doing it more and more and more and more and more and more and more, especially while journaling. Something about fear, maybe, is that it's this like semi-constant thing. Like it feels like it's a bit longer. Yes, at any point I could just swipe my phone up and look at my email, but I'm like, no, it's that I've got to sit down in an office and at the desk at home and open up my laptop and make a tea, and I'm gonna be working, and you know, all like the markers of a work session, and then I'm gonna open my email and I'm gonna look at it. And it's like, why all the pretense? Why all the pretense? I think it's because I'm like, I need to get myself in a position to open my email and be able to act on any open loops immediately. Because if I just look at my email and it's something that requires action, maybe, then I want to be in a position to act. If I finally open my inbox and I look at something and it's like, hey, you got to get me this thing, and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it right now, because it's like, now I'm aware of it. It's almost like I don't even want to open the loop. I'm like, I've got enough loops open, and I can't do with a couple extra loops open. That's actually, I accidentally sat and was curious with fear in a roundabout way. I didn't really mean to do that. It's my body trying to protect myself, right? Like I'm literally seeing it right now. My body and brain know that if I open my inbox, it's going to open 8,000 more loops, because that's what happens right now. I think there isn't a belief in my own follow through. What do I mean by that? That I can't go through my inbox, star the 4 messages that are important, get to them when I can, but like also be able to walk away from it. I think when I see those problems, they become all consuming. They become life or death. And I think part of that is understanding that when someone else expresses that they're disappointed in me, let down by me, frustrated by me, expecting something of me and I didn't deliver, this happens in freelance all the time, right? I'm okay taking it. I'm okay taking negative feedback, harsh feedback. I can take it. It's the like disappointment. It's the asking for something, but I can tell they're disappointed or frustrated. It's like I can pick up on it or feel it, and then I start to spiral. That I'm like, oh, the thing's coming. Once the thing comes, I'm not that afraid, because then it's the thing. It's in front of me. Like, there was clients where they gave me the specs for a website, I'd work on it, and then they'd be totally disappointed by the result. I'd be fine with that a lot of the times. Like I could take the feedback, especially if they were harsh. What I couldn't take was the subtle pokes, the prodding, the, hey, where's the thing at? Like, I could tell they were frustrated, but maybe they weren't communicating it. It would rile me up. I appreciated people who were kind of like wearing their emotions on their sleeve, or like, I knew we were a sleaze bag, because I was like, oh, well, at least I know you're a sleaze bag. Where it's like the like passive aggressive stuff, I could feel, let's not say I can feel. I could feel my attachment style. Truly, looking at it right now, I could feel my attachment style ramp up. Slow, inconsistent disappointment hurts me a lot more than aggressive, hard, fast disappointment. Like the guilt that comes from it, the shame that comes from it. And it could be a pretty small action on their part. It actually, my response is so this to such a small action. The sky's really beautiful and blue today, by the way. I'm like, how's the camera getting that? Anyway. yeah, it would activate such a steady and consistent lack of attachment. And that's where I was deriving a lot of my self-worth from, right? It was externally. So small actions in the present implied massive things down the line in my brain. If somebody is expressing like a mild disappointment in me or like a mild frustration, I guess, I was like, oh, well, like, but I'm going to work with this person for a year. It's a year-long contract. But now I know from interpreting, like over-interpreting, right? Oh, wow, they must hate me because they expressed a little frustration here. Wow, it must be entirely my fault. Maybe it's not that they're having a bad day or that they've got other things going on. It's like, no, I must have done something wrong and I need to fix it really quickly because I can tell that they're super pissed off at me. If I don't respond to an email in a couple days, then it's not even that they sent a response. It's that I'm starting to now go, oh, well, through the screen, they're disappointed in me. And to open my inbox would mean I'd have to face that disappointment head on. And I think a lot of the hesitancy to check my inbox or listen to my voicemail is that it requires me to confront a fear where at that point I've ignored it and it's grown, right? Yeah, so like when a friend asks me like what do you have to be worried about checking your inbox? I'm like, I don't know. Like the world, like the universe, like anything could be hitting my inbox. And that's scary, obviously. But I can feel as my capacity to face it increases, as does my motivation to kind of assess this fear. Because if you're afraid that you can't do something, right, or that it's going to fail, or that it's going to be zero, and that's bad. Like I could open my email and there's let's say if I had the ability to calculate the odds, there's like an 80% chance that nothing happened. It didn't matter. My therapist has 1 million clients and wasn't concerned that I had missed a week. Whatever. And let's say there's a 20% chance of some of infinite other situations. I think part of me felt that 20% I couldn't handle, or the fear of it was keeping me really like locked in. And because it existed at all, it was 100% chance it would happen. And because it's 100% chance it would happen, because it could happen at all, I can't look at these things because I'm scared that I'm gonna fail or that they're gonna never want to speak to me again. They're gonna fire me as a client and all these different things. Like even when I like answer out the things, it becomes so less scary because it's reality then, right? And I think it's like the delay in knowing scares me. Like at any point an email can come in. It's not like an email is like closed and open. It's like at any point an email could hit my inbox and I could receive it. And it could be the worst news ever. It could also be the best news ever, right? Like let's start looking at it that way. It could also be a million positive things, but like my brain's afraid to check it because it's like it's gonna open so many loops and it's better to just kind of sit here in frozen fear. We're not going to approach the thing we're fearing. We're going to see if we can get by avoiding it until we absolutely have to. I don't want to check my email because I absolutely have to out of a negative motivation. I'd like to check it so that I can check it. And if it's too much, I can batch go through them once a week. I can handle them by order of priority. right? Like skip over anything that is not urgent and important. The matrix, the decision matrix. And I can deal with them, right? Like people have solutions for these things, but it's like it's. I spent so long thinking this was a motivation thing, or like, oh, like how do I get more productive in my inbox, or how do I apply these tactics to become more productive and efficient? And it's like, it was never about productivity. It was never even about motivation. Why should I have motivation to check my fucking email? It's my email. Do people have motivation to go to their mailbox? Maybe if they're going to get a fucking Harvard letter, okay. But like, you get mail because you get mail. And you get email because you get email. I think I saw that mirrored in my own life. The idea that things were going really bad and we're just ignoring one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And it's like just waiting for something terrible to happen. But it's like, if every aspect of my life is just delaying checking my email, like if I'm living life in between checking my email, which ruins my life, I guess, like based on this, it's like a really weird existence. It kind of frames everything I'm doing as just like this is just what biding my time before I have to check my email. Like it's not that important. It feels important though. It feels like almost like a level of importance that like adults place on kids, of like, this is one of those big things that you really got to focus on. You got to apply to university, and it's going to take a long time. You can't hack it out in a day, you know? It requires like a level of commitment beyond gratification, delayed gratification, right? And it requires a level of belief beyond the day-to-day, and a commitment to like understanding myself, like knowing that I have a hard time sticking to lists, remembering things, staying on topic. And it's like, okay, what can I do about that? What care can I give myself, knowing that is part of me? Like, instead of saying, how do I route out this behavior? It's like, how do I create systems that either help reduce the impact of that, or learning to live with it if it's something that, you know, feels very fundamental to me, or is at least fundamental in the present moment. You know what I mean? Like, I think ADHD is a great example. Is like, I was not diagnosed with ADHD until much later in adulthood. And there's part of it where I was attributing motivation issues or ability to stay focused to things where it's like I wasn't getting enough like fats from food, you know, and my brain is working too fast, and like it's out of whack with my body, and it's sending me on this like spiraling rabbit hole. Like that is, I don't need a big buff guy yelling at me on YouTube to address that. I need to look at if it's a physiological thing that I want to address through medication or exercise or sleep or rest, or do I want to not try to box myself into a specific expression? You know what I mean? Like let's accept that my brain doesn't work the way somebody else's brain works, and to prescribe some sort of like overarching system on it. It's like, I don't know they have the same brain as me, so it's like I have to figure out what works for me. When you're masking, that's not how you think. You don't think, how do I make this work for me? You say, how do I push more of myself out of the way to look a certain way or act a certain way or play a certain part? But it's like reading whatever book, 4-hour work week or whatever thing, and being like, I need to live the life that this guy's living. I can't, because I'm not him. I'm not Tim Ferriss. I'm not whoever. I'm not some person. I'm Evan. I'm here. I'm this person, and I've got this stuff going on, and I want to be there for myself, right? And like, what does that look like? I'd love to tie this one up with a neat bow. But I don't have it. That's how it goes sometimes. It's not a one and done. But I think I accidentally approached fear with curiosity on camera. So, hope you enjoy that. Every day is so fucking weird. Every day is so weird. It's like a new I don't know. I feel like I'm on a kids cartoon show, and like every episode is like a little lesson in the adventure. Yeah. Anyway. Hope you all have an amazing day. I say all, but if Teen Evan's watching this, if Teen Evan is searching a hyper specific thing and coming across this, you got this, buddy. You got this. Rooting for you guys. See you later.